What's up, guys? It's Alex again, and this is our final mock draft before the official 2022 NFL Draft. We're about less than a day away at this point, so I figured we'd go ahead and pump out a 2-round mock draft, this time with no trades. Let's keep it simple, back to the basics, 64 selections. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Here's a little breakdown of the rules, nothing too special this time, but welcome to the final Pod Squad mock draft of 2022.
Number 1, Jacksonville Jaguars. Travon Walker, defensive end, Georgia.
So for the first time, Aidan Hutchinson has been passed up. Number 1 overall, Travon Walker gets the honor. This guy has got all the hype in the world. I can understand why the Jacksonville Jaguars would buy into it. I love this selection. Let's see it happen.
Number 2, Detroit Lions. Aidan Hutchinson, defensive end, Michigan.
The Wolverine is staying in the state of Michigan. I don't think the Lions expected to have Aidan Hutchinson right here at number 2, but here it is. Opportunity has presented itself. This guy is a freak athlete. He can easily make a difference on that defense that desperately needs help on the defensive end. Aidan Hutchinson in Detroit, it's perfect.
Number 3, Houston Texans. Kayvon Thibodeaux, defensive end, Oregon.
Lovie Smith has always been a big defensive-minded coach. The 4-3 has always been his thing. Kayvon Thibodeaux is a perfect placement on this defense. He doesn't have to be expected to carry the entire team. They're not going to play very well, but Kayvon Thibodeaux could definitely carve out a nice career with the Texans. I like this pick.
Number 4, New York Jets. Neal, offensive tackle, Alabama.
So 2 years ago, the Jets took Mekhi Becton, last year Elijah Vera Tucker, and now 4th overall, they take Neal, the most complete offensive tackle in this draft. He can play anywhere on that line. They have a lot of versatility, and this team has probably got one of the best homegrown offensive lines in football. I hope Zach Wilson can actually compete for him, but it's a good pick.
Number 5, New York Giants. Ikem, Ekwonu, offensive tackle, North Carolina State.
Look, the Giants can kind of get better everywhere, but you might as well start with the offensive line, in particular your tackles. Ikem Ekwonu is the whole package. He can literally play any spot, just like Neal before him. This is a great pick for a team that has really no identity on offense anymore. They got to get better, and it starts at tackle.
Number 6, Carolina Panthers. Malik Willis, quarterback, Liberty.
So the Panthers missed out on Deshaun Watson and all the other free agent quarterbacks so far. Their last-ditch effort is to get a quarterback, and Malik Willis at number 6, you absolutely have to take him. You cannot pass him up. His arm strength is special. This is a great, great player for that system. And Matt Rule, your job is on the line. You need a quarterback.
Number 7, New York Giants. Jermaine Johnson, defensive end, Florida State.
4 of the top 7 picks in this draft have all been defensive ends. Jermaine Johnson is just as special. He is a solid run stopper. The New York Giants absolutely need some help on the defensive end. Jermaine Johnson fits the bill. You're not going to get much better right here. I say make this pick.
Number 8, Atlanta Falcons. Kyle Hamilton, safety, Notre Dame.
So this pick is kind of surprising considering everything else that's available to him. I think Kyle Hamilton carries enough hype to make this pick justified. They're going to get drugged through the mud if it doesn't work out, but Kyle Hamilton has a lot of potential. He is an all-pro candidate somewhere down the road. I think this guy is going to be a great fit for the Falcons. Let's see what happens.
Number 9, Seattle Seahawks. Derek Stingley Jr., cornerback, LSU.
The Seahawks right now literally have their pick of the litter. They have all the cornerback options still available, and Derek Stingley Jr. gets the small nod, and I mean very small nod. If it wasn't for that foot injury from about 8 months ago, he would be the bona fide number 1 corner, but I think Seattle cashes in big time. This dude is a huge playmaker. You can't pass him up.
Number 10, New York Jets. Ahmad Sauce Gardner, cornerback, Cincinnati.
This dude right here has Pro Bowl material written all over him. He is a superstar in the making, and now the New York Jets just got a very good cornerback for the foreseeable future. Ahmad Sauce Gardner is the full package. This guy is going to be great for the big city.
Number 11, Washington Commanders. Garrett Wilson, wide receiver, Ohio State.
So now with Carson Wentz as your quarterback, you have got to get a complimentary wide receiver 2 to Terry McLaurin. And Garrett Wilson absolutely right here at number 11. He fell to you. He's wide receiver 1 in this draft. It's going to be a special connection. I think this is going to be a great pick for the Commanders. Let's see how far they can take it.
Number 12, Minnesota Vikings. Daxton Hill, safety, Michigan.
I don't think there's anybody who saw this pick coming, me included, but Eric made good sense out of it. Harrison Smith is not getting any younger. There's been a void at safety ever since Anthony Harris left 2 years ago. Daxton Hill is definitely a reach at number 12, but it makes somewhat sense, I guess. But here you go, and it's going to be heavily scrutinized, but Daxton Hill goes number 12 overall.
Number 13, Houston Texans. Charles Cross, offensive tackle, Mississippi State.
This is the first pick from Cleveland in that Deshaun Watson deal. It's a very safe pick to make at offensive tackle. I will say that Charles Cross does need more time to develop, but so does the entire Houston Texans team. This is a great pick. You might as well do it.
Number 14, Baltimore Ravens. Jordan Davis, defensive tackle, Georgia.
So this is a pretty cut and dry pick right here. The Ravens absolutely need to get better on their rush defense. Jordan Davis is one of the better run stoppers in this draft. It's a pretty easy fit right there.
Number 15, Philadelphia Eagles. Drake London, wide receiver, USC.
Jalen Reagor was a failure for the Eagles. They have to get another receiver to combo with Devonte Smith. I like Drake London because he's a very tall receiver that's capable of making some huge plays. This is a great pick if you're the Eagles.
Number 16, New Orleans Saints. Trevor Penning, offensive tackle, Northern Iowa.
Teron Armstead is gone. The Saints have a glaring hole at offensive tackle. Yes, they need a receiver, but you have to prioritize tackle because after Trevor Penning, there is a pretty significant drop-off. This is a great pick for the Saints. It has to happen.
Number 17, Los Angeles Chargers. Devonte Wyatt, defensive tackle, Georgia.
The Chargers defense is completely reloaded, but they're still not great when it comes to run stopping. Devonte Wyatt fits that bill the same way Jordan Davis did for the Baltimore Ravens. It's a great pick. The Chargers have a really good defense.
Number 18, Philadelphia Eagles. Trent McDuffie, cornerback, Washington.
Trent McDuffie is a really good tackler, and he's also a lockdown corner. Philadelphia needs a cornerback right now. This is a great pick. They could definitely trade out, but I think the Eagles hit home runs with both their first-round selections. I'm excited to see what they can do with it.
Number 19, New Orleans Saints. Jameson Williams, wide receiver, Alabama.
If you're a Saints fan like me, this is a home run pick. This team definitely needs a wide receiver too to complement Michael Thomas whenever he gets back out on the field. But Jameson Williams is fast. This guy can get it done. He's a great pick for the Saints. I'm buying his jersey if it happens.
Number 20, Pittsburgh Steelers. Kenny Pickett, quarterback, Pittsburgh.
I'll admit I did make this pick because it just looks too good on paper. The guy's from the University of Pittsburgh. The Steelers need a franchise quarterback for the first time in 18 years. I would love to see it happen. It would be good for that team. I like it. Kenny Pickett, let's do it.
Number 21, New England Patriots. Zion Johnson, interior offensive line, Boston College.
The Patriots let Shaq Mason go to the Bucs, so now they have a wide open hole at guard. This makes sense. It's a very Patriots pick, but Zion Johnson is a great run and pass blocker. It's going to work out well.
Number 22, Green Bay Packers. Chris Olave, wide receiver, Ohio State.
There's no doubt the Packers have to take a first-round wide receiver. You might as well take Chris Olave. He is a special talent. He's got great speed as well. His routes are very crispy. Aaron Rodgers, you got to get him something to be happy about.
Number 23, Arizona Cardinals. Treylon Burks, wide receiver, Arkansas.
DeAndre Hopkins was limited because of injuries. Christian Kirk is on the Jaguars, and A.J. Green really didn't do much for you. Treylon Burks makes the most sense right here for the Cardinals. Kyler Murray needs his weapons. This is a good fit.
Number 24, Dallas Cowboys. Boye Mafe, defensive end, Minnesota.
Boye Mafe is probably one of my favorite players in this draft, and the Cowboys need a Randy Gregory replacement. I like him because he's very Von Miller-esque. He can force a lot of fumbles. This dude is special, and I think the Cowboys cashed in big time on an edge rusher, and they recovered from Taco Charlton's failure.
Number 25, Buffalo Bills. Andrew Booth Jr., cornerback, Clemson.
The Buffalo Bills just keep getting better and better. There's now a cornerback tandem of Andrew Booth Jr. and Tre'Davious White. They've got the most complete roster in the NFL. This was just a luxury pick for them, really. The Bills are going to be a very scary team.
Number 26, Tennessee Titans. Devin Lloyd, linebacker, Utah.
The Titans already extended Harold Landry's contract, but now you plug in Devin White. That's a solid 1-2 punch on linebacker. I know he does have to improve a little bit on tackling ball carriers in traffic, but all in all, he is linebacker 1 in this draft, and Tennessee came away with a great selection.
Number 27, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kenyon Green, interior offensive line, Texas A&M.
Tampa Bay did just acquire Shaq Mason from the Patriots, but they did lose Alex Kappa to the Bengals. I think this is great because you help shore up that offensive line even more. Tom Brady's playing in his 23rd NFL season. You got to make sure he stays off the ground.
Number 28, Green Bay Packers. George Karlaftis, defensive end, Purdue.
You can make an argument that Green Bay should take another receiver right here, but let's be smart and get better on defense as well. George Karlaftis has a non-stop motor. He is a day one starter, and he can be an all-three-down starter as well. I like this pick a lot for the Packers. They need him too.
Number 29, Kansas City Chiefs. Kaiir Elam, cornerback, Florida.
The Kansas City Chiefs need a lockdown corner. Kaiir Elam definitely fits the bill. That division is off the wall right now with talent. You need somebody who can help eliminate a portion of the field. I think Kaiir Elam works with the Chiefs.
Number 30, Kansas City Chiefs. George Pickens, wide receiver, Georgia.
So the Chiefs lost Tyreek Hill and Byron Pringle, but they picked up Juju Smith-Schuster and Marquez Valdez-Scantling. George Pickens is kind of a surprise right here. Eric made this selection. I wasn't on board with it at first, but the more that I watched him play in his tapes at Georgia, George Pickens is a great pick for the Chiefs. It's going to be scary watching them get it all together.
Number 31, Cincinnati Bengals. Tyler Linderbaum, interior offensive line, Iowa.
Joe Burrow got sacked 70 times last year, postseason included, but they have done a complete overhaul on the offensive line. They've added so many pieces already, and Tyler Linderbaum is the number 1 center in this draft. It's a great pick.
Number 32, Detroit Lions. Lewis Cine, safety, Georgia.
The Lions definitely weren't going to take Kyle Hamilton second overall, but they did need a safety badly. Lewis Cine with the 32nd pick is a really good selection. They can get a quarterback still because they have the 34th pick, but I still think that the Lions need to prioritize defense. Lewis Cine right here is a great pick. Nakobe Dean goes 33rd, just barely falls out of the first round. The Lions get their quarterback at Desmond Ridder. David Ojabo to the Jets. I hope his injury heals fast. The Giants get Tyler Smith, a great guard. Houston Texans get Kyler Gordon. They needed a corner anyways. The Jets come away with Jahan Dotson. I cannot believe he fell out of the first round. Sky Moore to the Bears. They need an Allen Robinson replacement. And the Seattle Seahawks get a great offensive tackle in Bernard Raymond. The Seahawks finally get a quarterback in Matt Corral, number 41 overall. The Colts take Arnold Ebiketie with their first pick in this draft. Christian Watson, a great receiver, goes to the Falcons. Cleveland takes Jaquan Brisker, a really solid safety. Tariq Woolen, who is a great corner, goes to the Baltimore Ravens. Perrion Winfrey to the Vikings. Roger McCreary, who also is a low-key, really good corner, goes to the Washington Commanders. And the Chicago Bears add some depth on their offensive line with Daniel Falele. The Saints get added safety depth in Jalen Petrie. Kansas City goes Christian Harris, linebacker, a great pick. Philadelphia also gets a great linebacker in Quay Walker. Defensive tackle Travis Jones goes to the Steelers. Defensive tackle DeMarvin Leal goes to the Packers. New England gets Trey McBride, a really good tight end. Arizona goes pass rusher with Logan Hall. And the Dallas Cowboys get added depth with David Bell at wide receiver. The first running back off the board is Breece Hall to the Buffalo Bills. Atlanta gets another quarterback in Sam Howell. Green Bay goes Nicholas Petit-Frere, offensive tackle. Tampa Bay gets another running back piece in Kenneth Walker III. San Francisco gets a guard in Sean Ryan. Kansas City goes pass rusher with Josh Paschal. Cincinnati gets an absolute stud tight end, Jelani Woods. And the Denver Broncos get Cameron Thomas, defensive end, and that is the final pick of the second round. And just like that, mock draft season is done. The NFL draft is on Thursday. I'm very excited. I can't wait to see what my Saints do with those 2 first-round picks. I want to thank everybody who has supported me along the way. I know I'm kind of new to this YouTube thing, but I'm learning every day. I appreciate all of y'all's support. Feel free to support me by liking, subscribing, and commenting on my material. Thank you, everybody who made it this far. I appreciate it. And until next time, peace.